This is The Secret of Castronegro 2025, part two of three. Let's do some recapping from yesterday. So we have these four characters who all found themselves in Silver City, New Mexico, investigating different things. They were each looking into something different, and you all found yourselves together on a bus to the small town of Castronegro, which is where your investigations up to this point have led you. Now, we have learned a little bit about what each character is doing, but not everything. You can, as ever, you can share that information as you wish. There's no restriction on it. But of the things we know that, if everyone could change their screen name, that would be great, because I have not yet memorized your names. We know that Harold Marsh is investigating the disappearance of a young man from Boston named David Lane. And we learned from Father Alonso that David had, well, we know Harold knew that David had an illegitimate child. That we knew. And so we learned from Father Alonso that David had taken the child all the way across the country to Castronegro at the behest of a person named Bernard Diaz, who lives in a mansion just outside town. But then he had second thoughts and went to Father Alonso for help. And Father Alonso created this whole like backstory for him, that he was there investigating Apaches or something, doing some kind of anthropological work. But we don't know what happened to David after that, and we don't know what happened to the baby either. Neither does Father Alonso. So that's sort of where that's at. We know that Millie Rogers is in town looking for someone very special to her, a Joaquin Valera Pereira. And Millie met Joaquin's uncle in the tobacco shop. And Millie, you have a really good lead right now, because there's someone being held in the basement of the tobacco shop who has the same green eyes as both Philip and Joaquin. And so that's a thing. And so, yeah, that's kind of where Millie's at in terms of her investigation. Duncan is here checking out cattle mutilations, and that was looking like a red herring for a moment until the sheriff revealed that some of the cows around here have had human teeth marks found in them. So that was a thing. Also, maybe not connected to Duncan's investigation, but Duncan did find a note directed to someone named William that what they're looking for can be found inside the bell tower of the chapel, currently locked. Now, we do know of a William. It's the William Godfrey that Lloyd is looking for, a personal and professional and maybe personal acquaintance of Professor Francis. William Godfrey, we don't know much about his story yet, but we do know that Lloyd is looking for him. We also know that Lloyd has this book that Lloyd keeps clutching to his chest and won't show anybody, and Lloyd himself is not actually looked at too closely yet. So that is another little detail. A lot of weird things going on in town. We've talked to the proprietor of the tomb. We have seen the tobacco shop. Juan Herrera is kind of a anxious weirdo who runs the hotel, and other things going on. I do want to check in on your insight. Right now, everyone's doing pretty well on that. Harold has insight 1 still. Millie is up to 2. Duncan's is still at 1, and Lloyd is up to 2. Does anyone have any questions about where the story stands so far? Okay, then in that case, I want to clarify one thing from last time that I've already clarified with PK, which is there are no tracks outside of Harold's window. Harold had found evidence of some strange tracks that we talked about with Father Alonso, but those were found in Silver City, so we've clarified that. With that in mind, Harold, what will you be doing as we kind of begin? At this time, it's going to be kind of late afternoon. The sun is starting to go down.
I'm going to be making my way to the speakeasy that was pointed out to us
The
by the bus driver.
changeling, yeah, the
Yes.
changeling. Fantastic. What about you, Lloyd?
Changeling sounds good, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of time to thumb through this book a little more, perhaps
Yeah.
hole up in my
Some
hotel
hotel
room.
time, like Millie's
Yeah,
having as well.
yeah.
Yeah, good. Millie, what about you?
I think Millie is going to spend a few minutes in her room drinking a cup of coffee and then head back out to the streets with the idea that she's going to loiter with a book that she was reading on the bus outside the library and wait to see when the shop closes.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so are you actually gonna go to the library or just
Yes.
like, okay, yeah, all right, fantastic. But you are having coffee currently in the hotel. And Duncan, what's your plan?
I'd like to speak to Juan.
Oh,
Have
okay.
a suggestion.
He loves dealing with the guests, so that should be great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, I forgot to mention our fabulous lunch too, a fajitas, as one says. Um, Now, why don't we start with? Let's start with the changeling. Actually, Harold, the sun is going down. It's probably getting to be about time for that place to come alive, right? And it's a pretty nondescript building. It's wood. It stands out in that way, meaning it was built in much more recent times than the rest of the town. And I think as soon as as you're approaching, two men come out the front. One is kind of like roughly handling the other one, and he's sort of like, yeah, the one who's like, doing the rough handling pushes the other guy down to the ground. And I've got to grab a name real quick here. Sorry. Naturally, I'm not ready with my names. Ah, he says, "Now you listen to me, James Whitlock. You ain't got no business here. Hell, you're already drunk. What do you even need to be here for?" And James Whitlock, kind of a filthy looking guy, looks like he's probably a vagrant of some sort, kind of dirty brown hair. He he kind of says, "Well, the hell with you then. I don't need your goddamn liquor." And he kind of staggers up. "And what's more, you're all gonna get what's coming to you. Old Bernardo up on the hill and them Villelleras, they're gonna get you. You all got it coming. Don't say I didn't warn you." And he begins stumbling off down the lane. What do you do, Harold?
I almost want to talk with um, Stumbling Drunk.
James Whitlock.
Yes, I almost want to talk with James Whitlock before I go in and see if I can get a little more information about what's going on there. Um, Seems like a colorful character.
You can go catch up to him. No trouble.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
What do you do?
Um, why are you drunk so early in the day, sir?
He kind of spins around on you, kind of fixes you with a hard stare, and he says, "Well, that is my business for a start. Who's asking?"
Yeah, my name's Harry. Harold, if you prefer.
"Well, Harry, Harold, how did you manage to find yourself in Castronegro?"
Took a bus.
"A bus ride to hell. That's what you took."
How did you find yourself here?
Go ahead and make the die roll. I think just one die. I don't think he's susceptible to any detective charms you might have.
It's a three.
A three. He says, "Let's just say I came here looking for somebody, and then this place got its claws on me and won't let go." He looks like he's got more to say. You can certainly add an inside die to try to get more info out of him.
Let's do that.
You can re-roll one light, one dark for the regular and the inside.
I'm crazy talking to a drunk. This is great. It's a 5 dark.
Hmm. You will have to make an insight roll in a moment,
Mhm.
but you're getting good information. We'll come back to it. Duncan, you can go find Juan Herrera. This is after he's delivered coffee to Millie Rogers. I think he's been busy like polishing the same candlestick for like what looks like 10, 15 minutes now.
Well, that is one shiny candlestick, Mr. Herrera.
And he kind of pauses, like it takes a minute for him to register that you're talking to him. And then he turns to you and he smiles and says, "Well, I do my best to maintain things here at our beautiful and quite suddenly busy establishment."
Yes, you certainly do. It is quite comfortable and
Is
has
it?
such charm.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
I was thinking perhaps you and I could discuss a small business arrangement. Maybe make things a little busier here tonight.
Oh, well, um, I, I, and he kind of leans in and says, uh, it, is this about the farmhouse? Are they, are they planning on coming over here after?"
I'm afraid you have me at a bit of a disadvantage. The farmhouse, I'm not familiar.
Oh, it's nothing, really. What was the nature of your business proposal, Mr. Britton?
Well, you see, I am sensitive to things some might call supernatural, and I was thinking, what a way to drum up business for your lovely establishment and also myself if we were to hold a seance here this evening.
Uh, make, make two die roll. Yeah.
That appears to be a 5.
He says, uh, I get it. How foolish of me. How could I not, how could I not realize what this is all about? Now it all makes so much sense. Yes, yes. So, well, I have to ask, how did you learn about my family history?
Well, as I said, I'm sensitive to things from the other side. I get feelings and impressions.
Wait, are you saying that one of my ancestors came to you from the other side?
Well, they don't often carry family trees with them, but I suppose that must have been it.
Well, I suppose you and I are pretty similar if you do have these sensitivities. I myself don't have any sort of capacity like that. But when you are the last remaining descendant of a legendary line of Spanish witches, you just, well, things good and bad tend to fall into your lap, you know? Maybe this is a good thing. What is your plan? What do you intend to do?
Well, I figure we can print up some or write up some quick signs, get the word out quickly, charge a cover, of course, for those who'd want to attend, and impress the people of this town with a bit of mysticism and mediumship.
I don't know how great an idea that is. And I don't think there would be many takers. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but where there aren't a lot of people in this town, Mr. Britton.
Well, you wouldn't want a table that's got too many thoughts, too many voices anyway. Small crowd is still going to provide a bit of coin.
Well, I imagine Sheriff Fred would enjoy that.
Absolutely.
If you can drag him away from his spot at the bar, the changeling, that is.
Well, if there's a bar, that sounds like a good source of people who might just be lubricated enough to find things very intriguing.
Lubricated enough. Yes. Well, All right. Hmm. Sure. Why not? What do you need?
Well, a quiet space, some sheets.
Well, we have that. I have that in abundance
Excellent,
most
excellent.
days.
Anything that might contribute to a bit of ambiance, of course. There is a certain amount of showmanship involved, of course.
Well, candles. He points to the very well polished candlestick.
And it's so clean and tidy, of course.
I'm sure the spirits will love that.
Oh, you wouldn't begin to guess what impresses those on the other side.
All right. Ambiance, quiet space. Is this going to be a sort of? Are we going to be using crystal ball or tarot cards? What's the nature of your summoning?
Oh no, mostly I do it myself through me as the medium.
Do you need a heart?
I currently have one, yes. Do you propose a second one?
Oh, it just occurred to me that if someone had a heart, a fresh heart, that's probably something of great power. I don't know who would have such a thing, though. I don't even know why that notion entered into my mind.
Yes, well, I presume the butcher would have hearts aplenty.
Yes, I'm certain of it. Well, all right then. How exciting this is.
Yes, I hope it does maybe put this place a little more on the map. Draw out people who wouldn't otherwise visit.
Yes, yes. Maybe if we get lucky, we'll be able to summon the ghost that has managed to wedge itself up Miss Rogers's posterior.
Oh, I'm afraid that's no ghost. That's just her.
Her what?
The way she is.
Oh, I see. All right then. Very good. How
I'll
exciting.
start making some signs, I guess. Get things organized. I'll check in soon.
Very good. Out of character, what is your intention here?
So I'm looking for someone who might be of the medium persuasion as well, and this might draw someone out.
Oh, I see. Very good. Yeah, I like that. Lloyd Francis, you're in your room
Yep.
and you're going through this book. What is the name of the book?
Should I say that on out loud here now?
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Yes, do
It's the
tell.
Nameless Cults.
The Nameless Cults.
Yes. Golden
Intriguing.
Goblin Press Edition.
The Goblin Press edition. I will tell you that reading this book at length, more than just the skim you've done of it so far, triggers an automatic insight roll. Please make that now.
Mm-hmm. 2.
You do not, you're holding it together. You don't go up any. You're flipping through it, and at a high level, it's mostly a sort of history, I would say, of ancient peoples whose names have been forgotten, mystery cults. But it's not just a history, it's also a sort of practical guide, because after each entry, there are instructions and diagrams and, sort of wood block and lithographic type, illustrations of various ritualistic practices, various magic practices. At this point, you can go ahead and make what's your specialty is geology?
Correct. Yeah.
Make a 1 die roll here, I think.
All right. Ooh, come on, little roller. There we go. 5.
Fantastic. That's a great roll. I think when you opened up Nameless Cults, the German name of which I will not even attempt to pronounce.
Unersprechlichen Kulten.
Yes, thank you. You get like a very, like the atmosphere in the room changes. Just the mere act of opening the book in your little windowless room causes the atmosphere to change subtly, but noticeably. Maybe not to you, though, because you're so drawn in by the words. But let's paint the scene. How does the environment shift ever so slightly as Lloyd begins looking through Nameless Cults?
The room is now an exercise in non-Euclidean geometry.
I like the idea of Lloyd doesn't notice it, though.
Yeah.
I think as a result of all of the angles in the room becoming quite unnatural to our third dimension, it kicks up a bunch of dust. Like you might sneeze, but not necessarily notice that it's all suspended in the air now.
Hmm.
You said the windows are boarded over, right?
Yes.
So the panes of glass, even though they're not visible to me, they're frosted over.
Oh, nice.
In the wood that covers the windows or the swirls of the pattern in the wallpaper, they blink.
All of this is happening while you're just paging through this book. You might feel the change, Lloyd. You might even feel whatever this power is pressing in on your consciousness from the periphery of your mind's eye. But why are you able to hold it at bay? Because your insight doesn't go up.
Uh, More that this was found in the possession or in the possessions that were left behind by William, and that I'm so enamored of and sort of bent on finding out where he is and helping him that if he read it, I need to read it.
Hmm. You find an entry that details sacrificial rites that took place thousands of years ago in this land. And there's an illustration of these rites. This illustration shows a tall, dark obelisk with people dancing around it, fires burning, and also people laid at the base of the obelisk, bloody. Even in this rendering, there's enough detail for you to see the victims' rib cage split open, their intestines dragged across the ground. It even kind of looks like their heart is beating on the page. But it's been a long day. And then there's a note. Somewhere in the desert, this obelisk still stands.
A note written in William's handwriting or something?
No,
Sort of a margin note?
no, it's all in the
Oh,
book.
okay. Okay. No,
Whoever wrote the book.
got it.
But since you got a
From,
5, I will tell you this.
yeah.
That page has been handled most recently. There are like oily thumbprints on the page.
All right. And can I tell from the accuracy of the drawing anything about the minerals that are composing this tower?
No, I would even go so far as to say that there's a note that says the stone matches that which was found at the mission.
Okay.
Millie Rogers, your coffee has done nothing to perk you up. Stale beans. And you find yourself nodding off in your bed, your head dipping occasionally. And you snap awake fully when you hear a scratching and a boop, 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 on the window that's boarded up. I'll remind you that you are on the second story. You did crack it open a little bit though for your cigarette. What do you do?
Millie kept having flashes of green eyes as she kept bolting back awake, really obsessing over what on earth and who on earth was in the floor of the tobacconist. And hearing now these sorts of same scratching noises, I think that she is overwhelmed with curiosity and will go to peer out of the crack in the window. The boards had splintered open.
We see you approaching the window and the little crack that you've made in it. There wasn't a tree outside. We're in the desert, and even if there had been, it wouldn't be tall enough for the wind to be blowing its branches against the window. And yet you can hear the scratching, you can hear the tapping. And as you move your face to the little gap that you've made and peer out it, you see a single vivid green eye looking back at you. Please roll insight.
Mm. I'm having the same dice roller issues as I was yesterday. Let me see if I can fix this.
Yeah, go ahead. I had to refresh the page.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 4.
Your insight goes up to 3. How do you react?
I think pure panic. Millie, up until this point, she got on the bus thinking that she was just chasing a reluctant suitor, and there was nothing in her mind that ever thought that there was anything supernatural going on. So I think she just puts both her hands over the hole, pushes her body away from the window, and runs down the stairs.
And you wake up. You're in bed.
Ah, excellent.
But you do hear some scratching. This time coming from your hotel room door. Harold Marsh. James Whitlock will explain to you. What'd you get on your die roll? 5?
Yes.
James Whitlock will explain to you he came here years ago from Silver City looking for his baby, which was stolen away in the night. He never found his baby, but he did find drink. He gave up the search after a while, but he knows those, as he puts it, Diaz's and Villaparas are behind it.
Well, sport. How about we get you some water? Take you over to the hotel.
He says, right. If you find yourself needing a friend, someone who hasn't been influenced by them, you get yourself over to that speakeasy.
Someone in particular I should be looking for in there.
Well, Eddie's an asshole, but
Take it
he's
Eddie's the one that tossed you.
but he's a good guy. That's where everybody goes. Everyone, everyone who's not part of it. It's where they go to drink and drown their, I don't know, conscience.
I got a chum over at the hotel named Duncan. You go on over there, you find Duncan. Duncan will get you some water, get you sobered up, maybe keep you safe for the night.
He stumbles off. Lloyd Francis, what do you do after you learn this really intriguing bit of information about this land? And indeed, this seems like what William was interested in.
It seems like if the library is still open, a thing to try and look up, see if there's any records of this monolith.
I think that'd be a good reason, be a good excuse to put you and Millie together. It is open
Right.
for a little bit longer, so you do have some time here. But first, Millie, you hear a scratching at your door.
I'm wielding the coffee cup like a weapon, and I'm expecting to hit the proprietor in the head.
What do you
But I
do?
whip open the door.
There's no one there at the threshold. But from around the corner, the hall's quite dark. You can't see down there yet. But from around the corner, you hear, Badog!
Nothing about this is making Millie feel comfortable or safe, and she needs to get the fuck out of this hotel room and this hotel entirely. I think she is going to grab all of her possessions and leave.
You step out into the hallway and you see, standing between you and the stairway, an enormous, I would say the size of like a desk, an enormous toad standing in the hallway. Its eyes are milky white and they reflect very faintly the moonlight coming in from the lone window in the hall. It opens its mouth and it waggles its tripartite tongue at you. Badok! Badok! And you see Joaquin Villela Pereira, quite naked, standing behind the toad, mounting the toad. He stares at you with his green eyes that are vivid in the pale light as he thrusts inside this titanic toad, and he says, "You have to come find me, Millie Rogers. You have to come find me." Please make the insight roll.
I will have no sanity left by the end of today. Oh, I rolled twice accidentally. I rolled a 5.
You are going up to 4 then, yes?
Yes.
And you wake up in your bed. The coffee didn't do anything. It's the worst.
Obviously.
Or maybe the coffee did exactly what it was meant to do. Who can say?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But at this point, you'll probably hear Lloyd coming out of his room.
I think that she does exactly what she thought she should in the dream, and she gathers up all of her things.
You can have the scene in the hall with Lloyd.
This is not a safe place to be. Wild-eyed, panicked.
Yeah, it's a peculiar town, all right, but the bus doesn't come back until tomorrow. You got your luggage there. You walking?
I can't stay in this room. I can't stay in this room. There's
I'm assuming picturing my door still slowly closing. I'm like, well, you could stay in my room if you want. And there's like non-Euclidean geometry oozing around the
No, I
walls.
think that's all snapped to normal at this point.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, Miss Rogers, if you prefer to change rooms, the bed's untouched. It's there. You could just move your luggage over.
I think I will leave my suitcase in your room for now, but I am still going for a walk because I've been having some frightful dreams and it just doesn't seem like I need some fresh air. Would
I'm
you happen to want to walk to the library? I
I,
could use some company.
that's
I
exactly where I was headed. I need to do a little bit of poking around, learn a little bit of the regional history, I think.
I think you
please
will
let me keep you company.
I think you will come into the lobby, which was and at the picnic table that was originally set out for fajitas, there is now um, a black cloth draped over it and a candlestick with candle lit and Duncan there. You all can have the scene together.
Fellow travelers, just the people I was hoping to see. Could I interest you in an event this evening?
It's a formal dining occasion. What are you setting up here?
Oh, no dining. Uh, a seance.
Absolutely not.
Oh, Ms. Rogers, I assumed this would be entirely up your alley. It's quite fashionable. Places like New York, where I hail from.
Yes, well, I have known a great many people who have come into my circle wondering if they could sell the souls of the dead and speak through them. And they want to. No, I believe you to be a charlatan, and I have no interest in anything to do with the spiritual arts at all.
Well, if that's how you feel.
You hoping to talk to someone in particular, Mr. Britton?
No, he's hoping for the coin of the town of this pissant little. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. This terrible place.
Well, I assure you, I don't plan on charging all that much, and I do believe in recompense for the strain that I will be undergoing during such an event. But I understand we were all entitled to our beliefs. I certainly have a few about you, Miss Rogers.
It's so lovely to be on the same page, Mr. Britton. And she'll go outside to light her pipe.
I'll take a look at my little pocket watch and trying to mentally calculate when the library is likely to close. What time does the seance begin?
Oh, just after dark, which probably seven-ish?
Like 2 hours.
All right, I need to check in at the library for a moment. And I was hoping to see what the changeling pours, but I think I can be back by the time your seance begins. Do you need to bring anything like I don't know, a lock of hair or something?
Oh, no, thank you. But if you wouldn't mind maybe passing these out, and he'll hold out a couple of very hastily made signs, just on old paper. And actually, Mr. Francis, Dr. Francis, I was thinking, if you pass by that bell tower, I would be just fascinated to hear your thoughts on it. It is the strangest stone I've ever seen.
One by the church across the street. That's more
Yeah,
or less on my route. I can take a peek.
I've never seen a rock so oily.
Oil. Hmm. Thinking about how I'm sort of moonlighting for the petroleum industry. There's money to be had in this town.
I
Fantastic.
thank you kindly. See you tonight.
So, Harold, are you heading to the Changeling then? You're muted.
I am indeed.
I want to get your read on this connection of like missing babies, kidnapped babies, and the connection to David Lane and historically James Whitlock. What's your feeling on that?
Uh, it's my feeling that that maybe this town is consuming children to sustain itself.
Make an insight roll.
6.
Your insight goes up to 2. How is that really making you feel then?
I don't feel like I no longer want to be here or deal with my professional obligations.
The changeling, I think, like, as you step inside, Eddie will come around from the bar. It's barely after 5, and there's already there's probably already like a half a dozen people here. The room is quite plain. It looks very much like a kind of just a sort of like very simple sawdust kind of joint, a couple of tables fashioned from like upturned barrels and very simple wooden chairs. There's a bar with a mirror and various bottles of booze and stuff. You'll actually see Sheriff Fred. He is there. So that should tell you how the law works in this town. And Johnny, who is, kind of a middle-aged guy with like a kind of, salt and pepper hair and sleeves rolled up, says, "Hey, friend, this is a private club."
In the town, this was pointed out to me as a place to find a stiff adult beverage.
The sheriff says, "Oh, it's all right, Eddie. Mr. Marsh is okay."
Thanks, Sheriff.
And everyone kind of looks at you a little like kind of nervously. And they're all kind of like, you'll notice they're making really strong, direct eye contact, all of them.
Do any of them have green eyes?
No. And you get the sense that they are looking for the same thing on you. What do you do?
Gin Ricky, if you have one.
And Johnny will go and he'll start making your gin Ricky. Everyone's still being a little like kind of quiet. You got your drink in front of you. What do you do?
Well, I'll sit down next to the sheriff since it's the only other soul in this building that I know.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not particularly fond of sitting there.
Mm.
Let's say I encouraged James to go and get some water, sober up.
Oh yeah, James Whitlock. He's a handful, but he's no real danger.
No,
Except himself, maybe.
well, tends to happen when you fall into the drink.
Hmm. So have you found what you're looking for?
I haven't found what I'm looking for. If anything, I've found more questions than answers, and
Oh,
I'm not sure if I want my answer at this point.
well, what are the questions?
Hmm. At this point, Harold is very cagey, not wanting to actually disclose their true intentions. Just here looking for someone that went missing.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person to come out this way with that sort of dilemma. Funny things happen in the desert,
Sheriff, can I ask you a very pointed question?
I suppose. Can't promise an answer, but you can certainly ask it.
I'll lean in and very quietly ask, does this town have a problem with missing children? Haven't seen any young ones around town.
Roll with 2 dice.
5.
We'll come back to this. Duncan Britton. James Whitlock never actually came by to the hotel. And Millie and Lloyd are off to the library before it closes. You haven't seen Mr. Herrera in a minute either. What are you doing right now?
There must be like a manager's office or some such
Sure.
here.
Oh, yeah.
If I don't think Mr. Herrera is in there, I think looking around and potentially with the cover story of just looking for some supplies for tonight,
Oh, good.
he's going to help himself to the office.
I like that. Go ahead and make I think it's just 1 die.
That's a 6.
Fantastic. The office is situated to where it's on the outer wall of the building in the rear. There's a window. The curtain's currently pulled closed. A simple desk. It's a very neat office. This is probably down to the fact that Mr. Herrera doesn't get a lot of business and doesn't have a lot to do with his time. What kinds of things are you looking for? Where are you looking?
Well, he mentioned being the descendant of a line of Spanish witches. Maybe there's some sign he still practices.
Oh, intriguing. Yeah, good. Yeah. Let me think on that for a moment. Meanwhile, Lloyd and Millie, the church is right across the way. Lloyd, are you going to go check on the bell tower like Duncan wanted you to?
If there's time to do that before the library shuts, otherwise I'll hustle to the library first.
Maybe one of you can go go to the library and ensure it stays open while the other one looks at the bell tower. That's a possibility as well.
Mr. Francis, I'm sorry I've been such a bore today. This town has really worn onto my last nerve. Um, can I ask you? No, I don't. It's it's unbelievable to me, but it feels like I might have been given opioids or something in my coffee. I've been having the strangest visions. Giant frogs and bright green eyes. It's very, very troublesome here, and I just don't feel quite safe on my own. Can I beseech upon you to not leave my side? I don't feel safe at all.
That's understandable. Did you that coffee you had, it wasn't like a peyote sort of thing, was it?
The proprietor gave it to me. I didn't see him make it, but it was certainly not caffeinated.
Well, perhaps I don't know, perhaps the effects will wear off with a little stroll here. Uh, why don't we pass by this bell tower on our way to the library and maybe the religious grounds of the church will bring some calm and tranquility back to you.
How charming. Um, and I'll take your arm.
When you go inside the outer gate of the churchyard, you will have to kind of walk past. There's a little cemetery, as I mentioned. And then you will get to the tower, which is a separate building from the main chapel. It's a grander building. It's taller than the main chapel. And it is made of this really strange black, oily stone. It has a regular door, which is locked. What do you do, Lloyd?
Well, like any typical geologist, I'll kind of gaze at it, get some light refracting on it, give it a little finger rub, see if anything rubs off, and then I'll lick it because that's how you tell stones apart. You lick them.
Oh, indeed. Well, let's go ahead and do a 2-die roll and see how that goes. Situation's getting very normal, Millie.
It's a 5.
Very good. What are you doing in the meantime, Millie?
I think I avert my gaze from the tower licking and look back over to the library and the tobacconist across the street. And I want to see if maybe this shop has closed for the evening.
The tobacco you do. You see Philip Villela Pereira locking up.
Hmm. And leaving?
Yes.
Okay.
Lloyd, I think as you go to touch the stone, it actually like actively, physically weeps oil. I think the only reason why that doesn't trigger an insight roll is because this is of, I'm sure, great scientific interest to you. If you taste the oil, however, that does trigger an insight roll. Please go ahead
Yeah,
and do that.
it seemed apt. Oh, it's a 1. Haha.
Oh, very good. And you got a really good roll originally. So I'm going to tell you that uh, I don't think tasting it. I mean, it's a sort of, it's an unpleasant taste. It actually tastes a lot like, well, I think as you like put it in your mouth, you actually can now quite suddenly smell it. It smells of burnt hair, of feces, of just body odor. It's repellent. This stone is not any that you've ever seen before in your professional experience.
So, yeah. Well, Miss Rogers, this is peculiar. Do you have any of that chewing gum on you, or I don't know, anything? I kind of got a taste in my mouth that I
She hands you her pipe.
uh I'll kind of do a professorial puff at it and say, this is intriguing, but perhaps we should get to the library here. I'm going to try and scrape a little bit off with a pocket knife and see if I can bring a little chip with me.
You can. Let's take a 5-minute break. Harold, you've posed this rather provocative question to Sheriff Fred. And he's being a little evasive about it, but one of the other patrons actually comes up, having overheard your conversation, and says, Fred can't say anything, but I can. And he joins you at the little table. Pretty nondescript looking guy. From the clothes he's wearing, looks like he's maybe a mechanic or something. He's got his name, Albert, on a little, what do you call that? Little thing on his chest.
Patch, I guess.
A little patch on his chest, yeah. And he also has that kind of like that smell of like a grease monkey, that kind of oily smell. He sits down and he says, what's going on here goes way, way back, okay? Way back. And it's always involved the little ones. Always. Everybody here knows someone, either who's had a baby go missing, or they know somebody whose baby's gone missing. And then he begins to kind of like tear up a little bit. But there's not anything we can do. There's nothing we can do. Because that man, he reaches inside you. He reaches inside you when you sleep. And he messes around in there. And he shows you things. And he twists things around. This is the only safe place in town.
He doesn't have reach here.
Let's just say that around here, the best weapon comes in a bottle. Now you listen to me. If you really want to see what's going on here, you'll head up that road, right outside, straight out of town. You'll see that big mansion on the hill. But don't go there. Not unless you want that to be the last thing you do. No, you look for a little road off to the side. It's really just a clearing in the brush. You follow that. You'll see what you need to see.
Pardon my forwardness, but the man you're talking about is Bernard Diaz, isn't it?
And I think he just gets up and walks off.
Okay.
Duncan Britton, you're in the office looking around. He does have quite a lot of catalogs, actually. I mentioned there's a little window that kind of opens up to the rear of the building. The curtains are closed, so you can't really see anything, but you can hear. You hear Mr. Herrera talking to someone whose voice you don't recognize. And you're kind of catching the middle of the conversation. Well, that's what he said to me. He said he was sensitive. You know, sensitive. Yes, sensitive. Well, if you're right, then we'll take him tonight. We'll take him, and we will complete the final step of our grand ritual. I thought Godfrey was the final step of your grand ritual. Or David Lane. How many more people do I have to give over to you? We're very close, Mr. Herrera. Surely you understand the complexity of what we're trying to do. We are trying to fulfill the work of your mother, and your mother's mother, and her mother before her. We are going to break Bernardo. And it seems this fellow has been brought to us by fate. Yes, fate. But there is danger in it too. I think at least 2 of these people are here looking for the others. What are they going to do when they find out that they're... Wait. Do you feel that? Yes, I do feel it. He's listening to us even now. But is he here? Yes. It seems he has decided to join us. Oh, how appropriate. He's always had a flair for the dramatic. And at that point, all the lights go out in the office, Duncan. Indeed, all the lights on the street. I first want an insight roll from just that conversation.
That's a 6.
The situation's not getting any better. Your insight goes up. How are you feeling right now?
It definitely seems like he found what he's looking for, and it's more dire than he expected. So fear. There's fear.
What's your insight up to now?
2.
Oh, okay, so that was your first one. The lights have all gone out. The whole place is kind of plunged in darkness. And it's the same for everybody, by the way, at the Changeling too. And what couple streetlights there were outside for Millie and Lloyd. And you were getting a surprisingly dark street. It's only like 5:15, but it's dark. It's like when the lights went out, they all went out. You don't even see any stars in the sky. It's just blackness. And in the dark, Duncan, from down the hall at the front of the lobby, you hear a voice. Hello, is someone here?
Duncan's going to,
I was told there's going to be a seance.
Yeah, he'll come out of the office looking a little sheepish and hope that that Juan isn't out here as well.
You have to kind of paw your way around to navigate to the front safely because it is quite dark. But when you get to the lobby, you see that there's just a sort of nimbus of red light around a man wearing an immaculate white suit with a velvet cape and holding a walking stick, and on his hand is a large red jewel, a ring. And it almost seems like the light is coming from that jewel. Make another insight roll, please.
Two.
What do you do?
I think taking a very careful distance from this individual and with his eyes flicking down to that ring, he'll step forward with a polite smile and say, "Oh, I'm afraid you're a little early, sir, but I will be performing the seance, yes."
Early? He has a head of beautiful silvery black hair, very striking green eyes.
Yeah, we're still getting set up here. It was a rather...
But it is dark. Is that not the best time for a seance?
It is rather dark, isn't it? I'm sorry, time just flies when you're preparing to speak to those on the other side.
I'm very curious at your talents, Mr. Britton.
Oh, you know me, of course. Yes, I am Duncan Britton, and who may you be, sir?
I am Bernardo de Diaz.
Bernardo de Diaz.
Bernard, to my friends. Are we friends, Mr. Britton?
Well, if we aren't yet, I'm sure we will be.
And he actually points you to the table as if you're his guest to come sit.
He will.
Millie and Lloyd, where are you headed to after you touch the oily stone of the bell tower, which you have not gone into yet?
I think plunged into darkness as it is, having
Yes.
seen Philip lock up the shop, I think that Millie, again, as is her nature, is just gonna bolt. I think it's the primal fear of the dark at the bottom of the stairs, kind of like now everything's dark, I have to get to where I'm going, and all she can think about are the green eyes underneath the trap door in the back of the tobacconist shop.
Millie Lloyd, because you're outside when this like strange supernatural dark descends on the town, I want you both to please roll insight.
Oh no.
Lloyd got a 1. Lloyd, you're okay.
Whatever reason I have to
I
reset.
think that's my last
Average
roll. I think
every
it did not roll a fresh one.
Oh, okay. Well, go
I
ahead
have to
and
re.
roll again.
Millie rolled a 1.
Okay, very good.
Come on, roller.
So weird.
3, that is higher than my insight.
How are you feeling about this like quite sudden dark, Lloyd? This whole situation is getting really strange.
Uh, Given the taste on my tongue of the oiliness, I'm kind of like checking my own eyes to make sure that the black isn't like coming out of my eyes, if that makes sense. That it's an external darkness rather than an internal darkness. Um, and Given the book I was reading, half convinced this is the monolith that was depicted in Unsprechlichen Kulten.
It doesn't look like it for what it's worth.
Yeah, years of erosion, though, that'll do that.
Indeed. Well, so then what do you do?
If Millie is bolting towards the tobacconist, is that where you're going, Sarah? I think I'll follow behind you, but say the library is that way. Trying to convince her to detour the library in the darkness.
Millie, you get to the tobacco shop. It's locked up. What do you do?
If I remember correctly, there was a very empty storefront window. There wasn't anything displayed in the front of the shop.
Actually, there is something displayed in front of the shop. You just didn't notice it before.
Spooky.
Arranged at the bottom, very small, along the base, near the base of the window, are 6 small jade statuettes. Each jade statuette is identical. They each depict a rat copulating with a toad. And given your dream earlier, I would like for you to make an insight roll.
Okay.
You're muted.
Oh, I said I don't know why this is giving me so much trouble.
Yeah, the
Every
dial was
question
being
points
real,
out.
like, real pesky.
Persnickety today. Let's back out and try this again.
While you're doing that,
Mhm.
let's check in with Harold. Harold, what do you do after you're done with your getting this information?
I pay for my drink. And I head back to the hotel, having suddenly been plunged into darkness. I at least want to go back to where at least I know someone that came out here with me is, to the best of my knowledge.
It's very dark outside. Um, you weren't in the bar that long, but maybe it just gets really dark early in the desert. Who knows? The streetlights are out. Happily, the only light you can see is the light directing you where you need to go. The hotel. It's a very faint, pulsating red light coming from the front windows of the hotel near the lobby. What do you do?
Does the hotel have windows in the front where I can like peep in without going in immediately?
Oh, of course.
Then I would like to be creepy and peepy. Try and approach the windows without being seen and look in and see where this light is coming from.
When you look inside, you see Duncan Britton sat at a table across from a man wearing a beautiful white suit with a burgundy velvet cape. And there's a strange red light around them both. And the man is holding Duncan's cheeks and pulling Duncan close to him. And he opens his mouth like a lover ready to give Duncan a kiss. But instead of a tongue, a rat crawls out of the man's mouth. And Duncan stretches his tongue lustily toward the rat. And the rat begins chewing on Duncan's tongue. It's a passionate embrace of rat teeth and tongue flesh, and blood is dribbling down onto the table, and Duncan's eyes are rolled back in ecstasy, and the man is just looking at him, locking onto his eyes with his green eyes as his rat tongue burrows further and further into Duncan's mouth. Please make an insight roll.
It's a 3.
You go up to 3.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting closer and closer to the edge. What are you thinking? What are you doing?
I break the glass. I just smash the glass in an attempt to bust this up.
Just before that happens, Bernardo says, "Well, how are we doing this, Mr. Britton?"
Well, usually we want a few more people, but we'd start by having hands joined across the table and reach out to those on the other side.
Oh, yes, that sounds like a splendid approach. And he holds his hands out, and you see that large red gem on the ring on his finger. And you can see now that the gem it's pulsing. It's beating like a heart. Maybe it's just a trick of the low light, but make an insight roll.
A 1.
That's when the window smashes. And he turns, and that's also when all the lights come back on.
Duncan will drop his hands quickly and turn to the window.
You see Harold standing there having smashed the window.
Mr. Marsh, are you quite all right?
You had a rat on your tongue.
I assure you I did not.
Oh, no, you had a rat on your tongue. I clearly saw it.
He'll look at Bernardo and...
It is very common for people in this town to have psychotic breaks, Mr. Britton.
I see. Mr. Marsh, are you hurt?
I am not hurt, but... Excuse me, who are you with?
And then you realize you're with no one.
Oh, dear, I could have sworn. The darkness must have been
Both of you
playing
please
tricks on
make
my
an
mind.
insight roll.
Five.
You're going up to
3.
3. What'd you get, Harold? Millie, earlier you got a 3, yes? On yours? Fantastic.
I did. The
So-
dice are being a little kinder.
That's fine. What do you do once you see these strange statues?
Millie's first instinct was to dive into her bag, pull out a heavy bottom pistol, and smash open the window as well. She
Oh,
has to be
I
on
like the
guard
idea. I
for
like the idea of you
kidnappers and
smashing the
everything
window at the same time. I think that's really
simultaneously,
great.
and the lights
Yeah,
come on.
yeah. Well, you're in. What do you do?
I gently step in through the window amongst the glass. I think that I might actually pick up one of the jade figurines
I am
Oh,
and
aghast.
consider it.
make
Miss
another
Rogers, but
make
breaking
another
and
insight roll.
entering?
If you
All
touch the
right.
statue, make an insight roll.
All right, all right, all right. Fine. A 4, which is my current insight.
You're okay. You do get a weird feeling from it though. What do you experience as you grab it?
I think that it feels like too toad-like. It doesn't feel like stone at all. It feels like it's actually squishy like a toad would be. And then I
Oh,
drop it.
nice, good. Lloyd, you ran up behind Millie. Go ahead and have the scene.
Miss Rogers, breaking and entering and theft. One of your stature? This is what's going on?
When I was in here earlier today, I was talking to Philip, who is the uncle of the man I am looking for. And in the back room, there was somebody trapped under a trapdoor, and I was trying to use, and the lights come on, the darkness to rescue them.
So there's someone being held against their will here. Yeah, are you holding a pistol, right?
Yes, the trapdoor was locked. Sorry about this. I have to. Kidnappers. Puts the gun away and then opens the back curtain to see if I can see the same trapdoor again.
It's there.
I am definitely nervously glancing up and down the street to see if anybody's witnessed this crime. And then, are you entering? If so, I'll follow in behind you.
I am already in the back room of the shop trying to figure out how to get this lock off and then
Oh, it
maybe
opens.
still. Oh, excellent. Unlocked?
Mhm.
How terrifying. I whip open the trapdoor, expecting to see the green eyes of my dear Joaquin.
Nope. You do see a ladder though that descends
Mr.
into the
Francis, I would
darkness.
steal yourself. This does not look like it's going to be much fun.
Uh, are we rescuing kidnapping victims? What are you doing here? Who are you searching for?
There is a somewhat circumspect, green-eyed man who I think that I might love dearly, despite that my father thinks that he's a fortune hunter and up to no good, and he disappeared.
I
And his
think
uncle, who runs this shop, was the last one to see him, as far as I know.
as soon as Millie is giving this speech, Lloyd,
Mhm.
there is a weird, as a green-eyed young man. You see a pair of green eyes in the dark from the corner of the room, staring at you, Lloyd. Millie doesn't see, but you see.
Huh.
Millie's turned away, and Millie's giving this speech, and this green-eyed person steps a little bit more into the light so you can see him. He's perfectly naked, very tall, covered in his whole body is covered in fine black hair, and he has long, lank black hair. And he smiles and gives you a smile that's just filled with overly large, square teeth. And as soon as Millie's done giving her speech, this person lopes towards you quickly and lunges towards you, Lloyd, enormous hands going for your neck. What do you do?
I think this my honest reaction is that the pistol I have, I'm going to shoot it.
I'm going to roll against you,
All
unless
right.
someone else, anyone can roll against you.
Yeah.
Multiples of us can roll against you. I'm going to roll though, and you have to beat a 5.
So I'm rolling one die, or what am I rolling here?
You're gonna just right now, just one die. You
Okay.
gotta get a 5 or a 6
All
to
right.
do it.
I got a 6.
Go ahead and describe how you put this thing down.
Um, I don't even know that I need to kill it, but more disable it, like stop its charge here. So, uh, shoot it in both the legs is my thought, like kind of a bang bang. Um, and Miss Rogers, is this your green-eyed paramour that you're searching for?
He's on the ground wailing. He doesn't seem to have the power of speech or language. He's just making guttural wailing noises like
All right. So to Millie or the over lunch or dinner, lunch. I guess it was
Before we get
over
too deep
lunch.
into this calm conversation about this man that just attacked you, I need you both to make a roll insight right now,
Okay.
please.
I was just wondering if Millie actually sees this man or not. I rolled a
Ones
1.
and ones across the board.
Aren't you?
You are maybe you are having a calm conversation about this strange man that just attacked you.
I was gonna. So the teeth and the cattle mutilation
It
is
could be
this
connected. I don't think there's any way of knowing right now, but
uh is there a way for us to tie up or
yeah,
hog tie this
there's probably some
this beast?
supplies. Yeah, there's probably some supplies.
I'm gonna say Millie, like hold its arms, and we need to.
She does one better and empties a bag of potatoes or whatever, or just like a burlap sack over the top of
Uh,
this, so she does not have to look into his eyes.
Oh, it's
I
definitely
don't
male.
understand. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand why there are naked men running through the streets of this town and through my dreams. I don't know anything, but that I have to save. I need to save him before he does the unthinkable.
trying to picture logistically. Is this trapdoor still open?
It
And a
is.
ladder heading down.
All right. And the lights are back on. Is that correct?
Well, the lights weren't turned on at the tobacco shop, but the street lights are on. Yes.
Oh, okay. This is my first time in the tobacconist, and so I'm kind of unaware of this trapdoor, but I feel like to look down to then see whether we should like find out what's down there, and then Miss Rogers, perhaps we should entrap this being there and get the sheriff.
The sheriff.
I mean,
You think that
you did just shoot this person. They're going to bleed out.
what on earth do you think a small town sheriff is going to do with a pair of us having killed whatever this is, whoever this
I'm gonna try to bandage the thing up with whatever I can find.
You are a fool, a rock-loving fool. And
I'm not
Millie
a
is going to go
murderer.
down the ladder.
Millie's
I'm a
going down the ladder. Lloyd, you can patch him up. Duncan and Harold, you both have gone through some strange stuff. What's going on?
Duncan looks genuinely rattled by the disappearance of Mr. Bernardo, but he'll briefly explain that to Harold and say, after looking around to make sure Juan isn't nearby, he'll lean in and say, and I heard mention of that man you were looking for, David Lane.
When you say that Mr. Diaz was here, I mean, I, you were having inappropriate relations with a rat with your mouth.
I assure you I have no memory of such thing, nor do I have...
And yet it is one that I will never be able to erase from my mind.
I cannot apologize for such a thing, but my mouth tastes of no vermin. Look, Mr. Marsh, I know what you said about you looking for someone. I'm looking for someone too. I don't know who it is, but there's something strange going on here, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
I have word that the Diaz mansion, that perhaps we could find what we're looking for, not in the mansion itself, but if we follow a small road off to the side of the mansion. I have no reason to believe that this will be anything less than perilous, but I came here for answers.
I will tell you as you're having this conversation, you have a clear view out onto the street, the churchyard, even beyond it. The light is getting naturally low now, and you can see, kind of down the way in the distance, what appears to be a line of torches moving, bobbing, people walking somewhere by torchlight. What do you do?
Are they coming towards the town or away from the town?
They're heading in a southwesterly direction.
Is that the direction that I know of where the mansion would be?
No, the mansion is
Okay.
in a northwesterly direction, actually the direct opposite way.
Okay.
Or not quite direct opposite, but opposite.
Do you know who owns that mansion?
Bernardo Diaz.
That's who I could have sworn I was interacting with.
You were interacting with Rat, but yes.
Certainly, if that was the vision you had. But I heard Mr. Herrera speaking about breaking Bernardo, and that somehow your David Lane is involved in that. He had to give it over to this individual to do so. Perhaps David Lane is at that mansion.
I don't know if David Lane is still alive, but I can tell you I have reason to believe that this town is stealing and either sacrificing or devouring children. I don't know if it's how that town sustains itself or not, but there are dark things happening here, and I did not sign up for this.
I did. But it's darker than I anticipated.
Do we
Perhaps we
follow the
should.
procession or do we go to the mansion?
Do we have any idea what is to the southwest?
No.
Perhaps we should take this opportunity, if the town is headed in the other direction, to go see the mansion now.
Would say that that's a smashing idea, but it's an idea. So,
I will leave the smashing up to you.
should we let our fellow hotel guests know where we're going? Perhaps ask safety in numbers and all.
I saw them leave. I'm not sure where they are. Mr. Francis might be checking out the bell tower. Pass by in that direction.
What is going on here? Mr. Herrera is in his lobby looking at a smashed window.
The damnedest thing, a bird.
Did a ghost do this?
No, sir, a bird. A great raven, perhaps. Perhaps drawn by the energies that I was summoning ahead of the seance.
I hold you responsible, Mr. Britton.
Of course, I understand. I will absolutely cover the cost.
You've
We need to
just
go.
just help me clean it up for now. There's a there's a there's a little alley behind the building. There's a door back there. There's some brooms and some trash receptacles. Would you please just go grab them? I'll start gathering the large pieces. You can help too, Mr. Marsh. This is dreadful.
It really did get quite dark out here. Perhaps Mr. Marsh could accompany me.
But yes, yes, that's fine.
We'll be back quite quickly, I'm sure. He's not intending on being back quite quickly.
We have zero intention of returning with a broom to clean this up.
Where do you go?
To the mansion?
To the mansion.
Do you leave towards the back though? Like he wanted you to, like, or are you trying to go through the front?
Oh, I
No,
assume
towards the back, I think would make the most sense. Just the subterfuge of we're going to help clean up. But that's what do you say, Duncan?
I assumed it would be like a walk around the building situation, but yeah, we'll go through. Seems
He says,
smart.
"The door's open. There's two metal trash cans. Yes, just go. Thank you, thank you. Ah, what a day this has been."
Indeed.
As soon as you step out, you realize that you are surrounded by a circle of about a dozen people, all
Okay.
wearing long robes, cowls over their heads. Out of a few of them, you can see those piercing green eyes. Millie, you get down into this little basement area beneath the tobacconists. There's not much down there except a hole in the wall. What do? You would have to crawl down into the hole.
The dice are telling Millie that the only thing keeping her sane is her unrealistic love for this green-eyed boy. But I don't think even in her current state she would think to crawl through a dirty hole. So she'll just call back up to Francis as she ascends the ladder. Push him in here. There's nothing down there.
Is my William down there?
There's nothing down there quickly. They're going to figure out the push here, help. And she starts pushing this potentially still dying
Yeah,
creature into the trapdoor to close it again.
that seems the right way to keep it locked up for now until we can talk to the sheriff. So yes, shove this beast in. I'm like, you're sure William's not down there? I'm looking for someone.
There was nothing down there. There is not a William. There's not a Joaquin. There is only whatever this rat man is down in the hole.
Right, shove it in. Can we? Was there a lock for the trapdoor to lock this thing, or do we need to pile something on top?
You have to set something on top, yeah, but you can find a piece of furniture or something. Yeah.
All right. Uh, yeah, I want to try and shove something heavy to
You can.
perhaps naively, but hopefully lock this thing in.
Yeah, we'll say there's a big, like, kind of, just a big, like, curio
A
cabinet or
barrel,
something.
something
Yeah.
or what have you.
One of those wooden cigar store Indians.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Like,
Where do you head after that?
uh, well, Miss Rogers, I'm searching for a colleague, William Godfrey, who's gone missing here, and I'm now starting to question whether the cattle mutilations are tied to this creature, and that perhaps that's what brought him here was hearing of this beast. He was a psychologist, or is a psychologist, and perhaps he was trying to study the psychology of this other than human being.
I think Millie is being the practical one here and is, yes, absolutely. We can find your pseudoscientist friend. Just let's out the window, and we need to be down the block before anybody sees us.
Back to
I
the
think
hotel then?
I think once you get outside, it's it is very nearly nighttime, and you see that line of torches in the distance, a group of people moving towards the southwest, a line of them.
Mr. Francis, I do not think that we are the only ones that have missing people, and it's probably best we don't run afoul of the locals.
Understandable. And also, I'm assuming by now the library's closed. So what are our options? Like, we've got a hotel that you're terrified of. We have little else. Shall we return to the bell tower and climb that to get a better view?
I imagine that we might be able to open the door, but perhaps it would be a reasonable place to hole up for the evening until we can catch the bus in the morning.
You think the bell tower is safer than the hotel? You are truly rattled, madam.
You might see a bunch of shattered glass outside the hotel
Oh,
window.
from where we're at, yeah, true. Um, yeah, okay, looking at the broken glass, perhaps this town is it's hard to describe, full of abductors. Maybe
The
we are.
sheriff already warned us not to go too far outside of town at night,
Yeah.
so finding a place to hide in town seems the sanest thing to do to me.
Let's
All
take a
right.
5 minute
Come,
break.
Mr. Francis, come
Let's see if
to your oily rock tower. You can lick it from the inside too.
let's see if we can find a way in.
Let's take 5. Duncan and Harold, you are in the alley behind the Hotel Herrera. You are surrounded by a group of robed, cowled individuals. You can see some of their green eyes from beneath the cowls. Their apparent leader, his robes have a little bit more embellishment, symbols woven in silver thread, says, "Hello, Mr. Britton. We don't know each other, but I think we're going to be getting very well acquainted soon."
I should hope so. You're exactly who I was looking for. I have him right here, and he's going to thrust Harold forward.
I think I would love. First of all, I want insight rolls in you both. Just the seeing a group of cultists surrounding you. Let's see. And maybe that explains why you do this crazy thing.
Got a 6.
You're both going up. We'll talk about that in a moment. What is your plan, Duncan? Just to push Harold in and then run away?
No, he's hoping to get. He's here for information.
um, you know, it's a very clear, it's a very distinct possibility they don't know who's who, right? And so, yeah, are you both going to roll against each other?
Interesting. What do you say?
I am not going to take this betrayal lightly. So yeah,
1 die each. Let's see how it goes.
I'll try refreshing.
Yeah, the damn die roller today. What the hell?
I have 5.
All right.
A 1.
Harold, you can't fight off the cult, but you can try to escape, I guess. What do you do?
I am trying to escape. I am fleeing.
What does it look like, Duncan? Like, do you like grab Harold? Like, what do you try to do?
Yeah, just hands on Harold's shoulders, trying to like move him forward. Like this is as an offering.
Harold, how do you escape?
While I'm being pushed by Duncan, I actually spin and grab Duncan by the lapel and shove him into the cultists, run back through the front of the hotel, and beeline for the church, which is the last place I knew people were going to be.
You're running. I think, Duncan, you're kind of like maybe a little dazed, and you hear the leader just say, ah, just knock him out, please. And one of them goes to like club you, Duncan.
Not necessary. I'll come with you. We're on the same side here.
They just go to club you. I'm going to roll against you.
I got a 6.
I got a 2. So you are. If anyone else would like to roll, oh, I actually got a 6, so nobody could beat you anyway. They begin trying to strike you. What do you do?
Gonna duck and weave and push out that back door.
Oh, you're going to go into the hotel?
Yep. Try and get out of this situation.
Fantastic. Juan looks really surprised to see you. He says, "Oh, where's the trash can?
Right back there. I left it for you.
Did you have any trouble?"
Little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble. Duncan fell into the trash can.
Well, Harold, I imagine you already kind of ran, and you're like,
Yeah,
like bolting across the churchyard. You might see Millie. You'll run into Millie and Lloyd at this point, I think.
Duncan would run out in the same direction, I think.
don't trust Duncan. Duncan is going to get us all killed. Duncan just tried to get me to the cultists. I don't know what's going on.
Cultists.
Well, I don't know. They're locals. They have green eyes. They have robes. This is bad. This is very bad. We should get out.
Mr. Marsh, there is nowhere safe except inside this tower.
Except inside this tower made of a strange oily rock that no one can identify.
If it has a door that we can close, then it will have to suffice.
My thoughts exactly. And she begins to like use the butt of her gun to try and like.
You can break the door.
It's still
fine.
open. Nothing's locked in this town. God
You
damn
can,
it, these
you
cultists.
can just smash it open. It's just a simple door.
You say cultists. Did you drink any coffee also, or because
I did not drink coffee. I approached the hotel. I found Duncan having mouth sex with a rat.
Duncan, you're there now.
Pardon?
Harold, I thought we were working together on this. What are you doing?
You just thrust me into the arms of a bunch of strange robed figures. We are not working together any longer.
It's called improvisation. This is what
No.
we do.
No,
Don't let
that
anything happen to you.
is what liars do. You are clearly a liar.
I needed your testimonial.
let's
I
get
wouldn't
off
want
the
you dead.
street and discuss
Not on the
this behind
street.
closed doors.
You can all get inside the tower. The door can be smashed open easily enough.
The tower. I found a note. A William, that there's something in here. It might not be safe.
What's the note to William then? I need to know.
That he might find what he's looking for in the bell tower.
Where'd you find the note?
In a Bible.
Did it say anything more?
No, but can we get off the street, please? Maybe not here.
I think, are we in the base of the tower right now? Or
You are in
where
the
we?
base of the tower.
Okay.
There is a set of stairs that go up to the top.
Are there any stairs leading down?
No.
Say, let me see this note.
Any way to barricade the door?
No, but I will tell you this, Harold. As you maybe like give a passing glance as you go inside, you'll notice a number of the cultists have lined up outside the gate around the churchyard. It seems like they can't pass into the churchyard.
We actually may be safe here.
Is the tower
Time.
within the churchyard? You said it was a separate building, right?
It is. It's a separate building, but it's in the churchyard.
Okay.
It's some sort of tradition, perhaps. anathema to cross the boundary.
Or maybe they're scared.
Related to that, you asked about the stone. This is abnormal, to be sure. Like here in New Mexico, near the Black Range, you'd expect to find red beryl, itself very rare. But this is the green beryl. This is not from this region. This is from you know more than 1,000 miles away at least. The stone this tower is made from. It's you might know it as emerald.
That is very fascinating, Dr. Francis, but unless there's a barrel of kerosene, I'm not sure how useful it is right now.
No, it's the green. The green is what I'm calling out. The green stone flecks. If you look more closely, you notice the green eyes in the people and the green flecks in the
Yes, yes.
stone. I'm thinking this is the monolith that has brought them together. If this is your
I think Dr. Francis is going crazy. Duncan, what is your insight up to after it went up just a second ago?
4.
Harold, what is yours up to after yours went up?
4.
Millie's at 4. What are you at right now, Lloyd?
I'm at 3. I am the same one here.
You are the more together one. That's true. You have less insight. Are you all going to the top of the tower? There's nowhere else to go.
Millie has already been like halfway up the stairs at this point because she is headed with the rock conversations.
At the top of the stairs, it kind of just deposits you at a little narrow landing where there's a door that goes into an interior room at the top of the tower. The door is open.
Quick question about this revolver that I was, started the game with, bequeathed, so to speak. Did it have extra bullets?
No, it just had the 6 it started with. So
All right.
we're going to do a 1 + 2 + 2 + 1 situation.
Just, I think I would have the sense to reload if I had the capacity to reload, but I had a feeling I didn't have extra
You don't have any
bullets.
bullets, yeah.
So, right. So I'm lamenting that I can't reload while I climb the stairs.
Dude. Duncan, Harold, what are you doing?
Perhaps we shouldn't go anywhere on our own, Miss Rogers. And he'll
Follow.
follow.
I follow as well, and Duncan, if you're going to use subterfuge, if you're going to try and loop me into one of your schemes, I would appreciate that you let me know first.
Would that I had time, Mr. Marsh, but it was rather pressing that we deal with it then. Yes, I am a schemer, but not in the way that Miss Rogers believes. I'm investigating the paranormal to expose it.
Well, perhaps you can do that at the top of the tower.
Provided nothing's waiting to expose our innards.
You get to this door. You go inside. Inside is a very strange situation. There's a single narrow sliver window in this top room. There's already a little bit of moonlight coming in. The room is empty, except for a statue of death, wearing a robe and a cloak, skeletal face, arm extended, pointing a bony finger toward that window. What do you all do?
Dramatic. Dr. Francis, the stone, it's green. Could it perhaps be leaching into the groundwater here and making people see things?
The oil, perhaps, yeah. Is the statue of death made of the same stone or different?
The only way to tell is to touch it to see if it has the oil.
Clearly. It's only a stone. What could it do to me? I suppose by the moonlight, I will, get in close to it, give it a little look, give it a little sniff, touch it, see if it feels
As soon
the
as you
same.
touch it, you have a flashback. Please narrate a scene for us, Lloyd, showing us the first time you experienced death, and then roll insight.
For my like a real flashback for my character, right?
Yeah,
Not
like the
some
first time your character,
not some hallucinatory thing.
Yeah, the first time your character experienced death.
All right, give me 1 second to try and wrap that
While
into
you're
my
doing that,
character.
what's everybody else doing?
Millie is still shook from her dreams in the hotel and does not want to look out the window first. So I think she's quietly stuffing tobacco in her pipe, trying to stay calm.
Harold will look out the window. Oh, we're fighting for the window.
Duncan and Harold, you have a view, a perfect view towards the west of a black obelisk silhouetted against the night sky. Give us that flashback, Lloyd.
And I rolled a 6 dark, so it's going to get ugly. um, this is back to the ranch where I was raised. They had a cattle, sheep. It's kind of where I got my love of the land from, and my, you might say, my disgust with the frailty of the flesh. And there was a 2-headed calf born, and was enamored of this cute little thing. Uh, and yet, my father insisted that it wasn't going to be able to survive, and that it wouldn't even last until the morning. And he tried to console me by saying, "But look, it can see twice as many stars tonight." And by morning, the calf was dead, and I was distraught and decided that I wanted nothing to do with these frail, brief lives. I wanted something that was more durable, and that's where I started my study of the land.
Your insight is at
It's
4
now
now.
4. It's going up.
How can you tell that your logical mind is giving way to this place, to the illogic of this place?
Well, following the pointed skeletal finger's view, I can see the stars in the night sky are doubling up. And the statue looks oddly like William. You can see the bones in the ribs. You can see the sort of emaciated cheekbones. He is a thin, frail man. Um, uh, you know, somebody more interested in the mind than in the body himself.
We see an obelisk to the west. You all will see, looking out the window, you will see the torches still moving to the southwest. And indeed, the cultists who had chased you briefly to the churchyard, they begin wandering off in a southwesterly direction as well. And then, of course, there's the mansion to the northwest.
All right, everyone. Cards on the table. I'm worried that we won't survive the night on our own. I've had terrifying visions of green-eyed men and a green-eyed man I thought I loved, doing unspeakable things to a giant toad. I think the proprietor of the hotel might have drugged me. I think the proprietor of the hotel has been trying to kill us ever since we got here.
He has apparently been handing people over to some other party. Someone I'm sure was one of those in the cloaks. To break Bernardo. You mentioned a Godfrey and a David Lane.
In here.
Godfrey
Looking
was
for David Lane. I came here looking for David Lane and David Lane's child. And I am now under the impression that whether it be at the obelisk or it be at the mansion, that Bernardo is responsible for their demise. We're not getting out of this town. We're not catching a bus. But can we make a difference while we're here? Should we try?
Oh, I am quite intending on catching that bus, yes.
I am also going to try and catch the bus. Mr. Marsh, that is why I suggested that we can be here in this tower. Why? Do you want to make a difference? What possible difference could we make against all of, I mean, it might be the entire town.
You have to believe you can make a difference. What's the point of living if you can't?
Well, it is much easier to do so if you do indeed live.
I am only interested in saving. I was only interested in saving Joaquin from what seemed like the worst fate. But now I believe that I cannot even imagine how terrible the fate might be.
Let's once again take stock. What we know Bernardo de Diaz is in his mansion on the hill. That's where he lives anyway. We don't know where he's at. And we know from the sort of the people in the Changeling, the people who are not in on it in the town, they think that there's somewhere near the mansion, or at least on the path to the mansion, that contains some truth. We see a group of cultists gathering somewhere in the southwest. We see the obelisk to the west, the same obelisk that was of interest to William Godfrey, and indeed is depicted in the Nameless Cults. And of course, there's the matter of the underground, a hole in the basement that a individual presumably came out of.
I will be honest. In the spirit of transparency, there seems to be at least one tunnel under the town. Philip, who runs the tobacco shop, was uncle, supposedly, to my dear Joaquin, and I could have sworn that I saw somebody struggling to get out from underneath the trap door behind his shop. When I went down into the hole, there were holes continuing further, and a
Also,
tunnel I did not dare go through.
you shot someone and threw them in the basement.
I'm not, the transparency that she's offering is minimal. Not just going to go around confessing to crimes.
You all are describing this like I'm, catching all these names of people I've not yet met, things like that. And I say, do you realize that there are no women in this town?
I assumed they were at home, perhaps, or at school. I haven't seen all that many people, to be fair. Just one.
There are also no children.
I was wondering why my skin crawled the moment I came off this bus, and all eyes have been on me. I just am accustomed to it because it seems like everyone wants to marry me for my father's fortune, but now that you mention it,
Do we think perhaps the tunnel would be a way to travel either to the mansion or to the obelisk?
If all of those in the cloaks have gone in the other direction, perhaps we could merely take the streets.
Yes, between being under the stars in the streets with multiple avenues versus in a single file tunnel, I have an easy decision. As much as I like rocks and as much as I like Earth, I think to keep it beneath my feet rather than surrounding me is the safer method right now.
I wholeheartedly agree. But if we do head out, we should head north and avoid those cultists. Those torches are ominous.
Yes, I do intend on avoiding them.
You said there's a clearing near the mansion, and you said that uh, Herrera handed over William to Bernardo de Diaz. I have 4 bullets left and would like a conversation with Mr. Diaz.
And perhaps to the mansion.
Or to the clearing and then the mansion.
I will tell you, before you leave the tower, that the torches, the people there, they did whatever they were doing towards the southwest, and they are now moving toward the obelisk.
While they're still distracted, we should get going.
Can we make
Quickly, I
haste?
think.
So it sounds like you are all going to the same place, even though you could cover so much ground if you split up. You can head out the road, down Garcia Way, past the Changeling, which will eventually cut up towards the mansion. You can see the mansion eventually, even in the moonlight. You even find that little like kind of path that Albert was talking about, that little cleared path. It looks like it was intentionally cleared. It looks like a cut through the shrub, through the scrub. What do you do?
I was told that I would find answers down this path. Answers about the children.
Better now than after our confrontation with Bernardo.
I
I
had a vision of the man, I believe. He said he was Bernardo. And whoever's speaking to Juan talked about breaking him. If he's not aligned with the cult, he may be able to help us out of here.
But in this vision, there was a rat gnawing on your tongue?
Not
I'm
my
confused.
vision. Harold's was having
So
a
you,
perfectly pleasant chat with the man.
He was not having a chat. His tongue was out and he was ecstatic, having a rat. Mm.
I have had some very disturbing visions as well. I think that it best if we stick together so our observations can be compared going forward.
Good idea.
Hopefully less bestiality.
So we're taking the path then, or going to the mansion?
Path.
Yeah, I think given abduction to stay together for a bit and check the path first, and then we'll see.
You take the path. It goes up and then down a little hill. And kind of on the other side of this little hill, you see what appears to be a mausoleum. Stone structure. On the outside of the mausoleum, the door to which is pushed ajar, there are engraved on the wall all the people who are interred here. I actually have that list to show you, and I will put it on our little map document. Give me just one moment. I did not mean for it to be that big. Let's go back down. There should be another part too. There we go. There is a list of all the people interred. You can peruse that at your leisure. The door is ajar. What do you do?
Isn't it odd that these two families should be interred together? Diaz's and blah, 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 blah. Sorry. That these two families should be interred together? Usually mausoleums are just for one.
Bit incestuous, perhaps.
That would
Certainly
not be
explain
surprising.
a lot of their behavior.
But Bernardo de Diaz, surely this can't be the same man. That would be absurd.
There is no interment date next to his name.
Perhaps the mausoleum filled and his body rests elsewhere.
That's
Never updated
ridiculous. Look at all of the dates that are after that.
For the people watching the video, there are a number of Diaz's and Villela Pereira's listed on the vault, going back all the way to the 16th century and as recent as the late 19th century. All of them showed the date they died, except for Bernardo Diaz, who was born in 1580, but there is no death date listed.
Perhaps it's merely a mistake and it was meant to be 1850, not 1580. That would make him 70.
I think that if a man can make himself disappear or reappear, perhaps contributing to our visions of rats and toads, then it is not out of the realm of possibility that he has survived hundreds of years. Maybe that is why the babies are disappearing.
I think we need to look inside. And is her way, Millie will push the door further open and go in.
This structure is just the antechamber to the actual burial vault. You can see some stairs that kind of go down into the actual, presumably where all the burials are. But you are greeted in the antechamber by a statue of a rat holding its little rat paws out in welcome. The rat statue has a very detailed rendering of a large phallus thrusting out, a human phallus. I need Millie and Harold to make insight rolls, please.
Three.
Okay.
Millie has rolled a 5.
Millie, you're going up to Insight 5. You now have the ability to suppress mythos knowledge. You must destroy something or query something in order to do that. But right now, I just want to know, you are very nearly close to breaking. How do you react upon seeing this giant, grotesque rat statue welcoming you into the crypt?
I think she falls to her knees on the hard stone, and the tears pouring down her face are completely silent, along with her mouth agape. And it is unclear whether she looks to take the phallus or is just in shock in front of it.
That feels like a good place to end our session for today. Let's go to stars and wishes.
Shared star for just, wow, this has gotten fucked. Uh, the wasn't expecting it to go this hard. I don't know why, but I'm star for it going this hard. And yeah,
Please
the
stop saying going this hard. I just just finished that scene.
for committing to the bit so completely. Uh, yeah, this is crazy. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to our characters. Brian, that flashback and that allusion to the poem was, yeah, beautiful. And I really enjoyed Harold being so distressed by that vision that literally can't stop frightening Duncan with tales of something eating his tongue statically. And Millie's continuing breakdown, that last scene there, yeah, what a cliffhanger. Jason, the this is I don't remember it being this creepy. This is super creepy, and you're really uh, bringing it today. So looking forward to seeing where it, the climax. I'll just go with that. That's me.
Star for that.
It was bad timing to read that with a mouthful of water. Thank you. Um, yeah, a star, Brian, for your flashback. I second that. It was absolutely beautiful, and the twice as many stars was the chef's kiss. Um, thank you, Jason, for making this just absolutely horrifying. I mean, it's one of those things where you go into something expecting like ritualistic violence, and then suddenly it's just like a horrible deluge of fuck monsters. It's it's worse than that. I love it. Um, thank you to everyone for just really committing to your bits. And I love that we've gotten around to the sharing of our some of our personal secrets and the reasons that we're here. I guess my wish would be that at least a couple of us survive to, I don't know, confront the baddie.
I'm having a wonderful time. I really am. I really thought today Millie was not going to be as hysterical, but the dice really did not want that outcome for me. And it was fun just as a personal star because as I was stepping away from trying to find my beloved or whatever, that was when I went back to the hotel and started to go mad. And as soon as Millie started to like pursue the mission, one after one after one. So I feel like that was like a fun beat for the dice telling the story. I had written down some stars. The cultist saying, knock him out, please. That's just like a fun, tiny little Jason bit in the middle of it. I love that Lloyd is so rock-minded. While Millie is annoyed, Sarah is delighted. Um, a star for ordering a gin Ricky. Boy, do I love like just period appropriate cocktail orders. That was great. Um, Ben, at one point, Harold said to Duncan, I did not sign up for this. And then you said I did. That was the perfect comic comedic beat there. I really loved it. I will triple the stars for Brian's flashback. It really added a moment of beauty to the horror we're experiencing. And yeah, I'm ready to go twice as mad with it. I'm excited to start to suppress some of this knowledge, probably first with my boyfriend butt fucking Tusquagua. I think that's the first thing that I'm gonna like stuff into the horror chest, but we'll see.
I just kind of assumed you would break off a rat dick and
When one is at hand, I guess.
If you can use that as a club later to knock somebody unconscious. Um, some things have been said already. I loved that Duncan just thrust Harold forward into the arms of the cultists, and at least now is claiming that was all part of the routine rather than I'm saving my own skin. um, and the idea that uh, the date on the tomb 1580 could be a typo, that it was meant to be 1850. I love it. I'm gonna lean in hard on it because my character still has very little evidence of supernatural things other than having read and seen a couple weird bits. Which leads to a wish. I want to know what I shot. I feel like some sort of cryptidy creature. I'm hoping that comes back around, whether it's that specific one or more of them or whatever. Uh, PK said something that was funny in character. Is Harold saying, "You were interacting with the rat, but yes." Um, Anything else? Oh, I just loved Millie being sort of outraged, packing bags, being like, "I've got to get out of here," and then switching to like, "Hang on, we just need to hold up somewhere overnight. That tower will do."
That was so funny. Like this is obviously the safest place.
Right.
Yes, I'm sorry. I mean, to cut you off, Brian. Go ahead.
That's basically it. That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, stars all around. What a fun session. I really love the idea of the seance, Ben. I thought that was great. It was such a curveball. Like I didn't see that coming as a keeper, and so I was like, oh, I don't know how to. At first, I was like, I don't know what to do with this, but then I was like, oh, I totally know what to do with this, and so that was fun. It was just a good like kind of like kind of keeping me on my toes kind of gameplay, which I like. Really love that. I also will second the improvisation with the cultists. I thought that was great. Yeah, really enjoyed there were certain like little things that kind of happened that were like kind of follow-ups from last time. Like, oh, I know there was nothing in the window, but it's like, oh wait, there was something in the window, right? Like that was really fun. I liked how we did the simultaneous breaking of windows. I thought that was really great fun, which almost seemed to like break the magic almost of whatever was happening, which was cool. Really enjoyed the just that scene with the sort of cryptid person, whoever that was in the basement. That was really fun to play. It was fun. It was fun for me to role play, but it was also really fun to see how you all reacted to it, and that was really cool. Um, Flashback was terrific, Brian. Really added a nice like emotional valence to things, like everyone's already said, but I agree. I love how you're playing Millie, Sarah. I really love the like. I feel like you are doing a great job leaning into the insight part of it and like what it means for Millie to snap. So I really am appreciating that quite a lot. And I really enjoyed the kind of. I like that PK. I like that Harold is kind of doing the like this sort of like shoe leather like kind of investigation of this, right? Which I think is great. Like you have to have that. You have to have somebody who's like there like trying to like figure out what's going on. um i I loved the interaction between the sheriff and Harold, and then Albert and Harold. I thought that was a lot of fun. It felt like such a good classic kind of moment. And as far as my wishes go, there are so many possibilities that are laid out on the table now, right? Like we've got the vault, we've got the mansion, we've got whatever's in the southwest, we got the obelisk in the west, we've got underground, we've got the people at the changeling. That could be another avenue, right? There's a lot of like things. I don't think we're gonna have time to do all of it, but we will get to some kind of ending, and I'm excited to see like what you all choose to lean into and where you choose to go. So, and I hope we do have somebody hit 6 insight. So I think that'll be fun. But if there's nothing else, I will wave goodbye to people watching the video and